Welcome to the Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, how dare you, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a coffee, Patreon, crypto and thanks button in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcomed back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show on Facebook and X. Now we are joined by Neil, Wandeck, Sensual Goat, Click OK, and a whole bunch of people in the Flat Earth Debate Discord server, so welcome one and all.
Hello!
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa? Oh, hello. Good to have you. Good to have you, Captain Edgewares, Duncan, Mickey, and Surf Daddy. Good to see there's a few people in the Discord server. How's it all going?
Hello, Nathan.
Hello. And James, who's just
All right.
Hello, Mickey. Good to be here. So, yesterday's show was filled with disdain and my annoyance at general rebuttals that we're not getting from our opponents. Instead, it's character assassination. So I don't necessarily want to talk about YouTube censorship, character assassination, and negative stuff today, when there's more positive things to talk about, I'm sure. But there is just one thing that is negative that we need to get out of the way in the meantime that we were discussing in the pre-show. That is to say that, from what I understand, Big Ball Dave is now talking about how the sun operates, what it does, how it moves, how far away it is, how quickly it's travelling, none of which he can prove. Now, this is starting to annoy me greatly. The fact that we are in an arena where, if you're a flat earther, you feel that you've got some privilege to just make stuff up about the sun that you can't prove. So I've just got a couple of words for Dave Big Ball Weiss in terms of his suggestions about the sun. Prove it. Prove how fast it's going. Prove what direction it's travelling. Prove anything about it, in fact. Beyond what we already state that is absolutely utilised in a practical manner every single time anybody negotiates the Earth's surface with the sun by way of its navigational properties that are used by measuring elevation angles to it, which people do on a daily basis if they don't want to die at sea. Now, we do have practically applied elevation angle measurements that are utilised with the sun and prove Earth is measured flat. But Big Ball Dave's decided to tell people how it moves, how fast it's going, and where it's moving over, when he hasn't got the slightest idea. No mention whatsoever about its actual practical application in real-world use to stop people dying at sea whilst measuring Earth flat with angles to the sun. Just a suggestion of how fast it's going. Prove it, Dave, you complete clown. You are a fool, and you are making us all look like idiots, because you stand as a representative of me, which pisses me off greatly. Don't bullshit about stuff you can't prove when it comes to the light in the sky we measure Earth flat with. Just point out how we measure Earth flat with it, because that'll prove we're on a flat plane. Given that you call yourself Flat Earth, Dave, I'd prefer that you just proved Earth was flat with a measurement that's used in practical application daily with the sun, rather than making your bullshit suggestions about what you think it does, without any proof at all, leaving you open to ridicule. Which means that I am subject to the same ridicule, because I get tarred with the Big Ball Dave Weiss brush that you paint us with when you make crap up about a sun you have no idea what it is or what it's doing. We know how it's used. We know how Earth is measured. It's measured by everyone always and without exception with elevation angles. You want some examples? Look at Dave McKeegan measuring Earth flat for a 24-hour period in Antarctica with elevation angles to the sun. Did I say measured for 24 hours? I keep forgetting that Dave's an idiot and doesn't know how to use his own equipment. But for the fact that Dave's a complete clown, Dave McKeegan this is, and couldn't manage a tripod, he would have, past tense, measured Earth flat for a 24-hour period with elevation angles to the sun. These are our opponents, Dave Weiss. that you can lean into because they're measuring Earth flat with the exact same descriptions and measurements of Earth's surface when measuring the sun. Or about Simon Dan, who's measuring Earth flat thousands of times from surface level for the same elevation, angle, application of the sun and its measurement. Someone's off mute in G+ in the middle of me ranting, of course. Who's that? Someone's getting to get told off. We're on deck. God damn.
Got it.
Go on, what did you want to say?
I was just saying here, I put that Dave Weiss's scientific proof of the sun moving in eclipses in Master B. It's around 30, don't watch it all, it's a 2-hour show, but 30 minutes in, probably for a couple of minutes if you wanted to listen to what Dave's saying, it's there.
30 minutes, you say?
Yeah.
$31, it's just music. Exactly 30. I've already missed it, have I, at 31?
Sure, it's 30.
Oh, it seems to have hung up. Okay, let's just refresh it. Okay. Clearly they don't want us to listen to Big Ball Dave. Because it's not playing. Oh well. Oh no, my whole computer's hung. What a shock. No particular reason why. No, whole computer's frozen. Okay, well, let's do a bit of housekeeping while we're stuck on Big Bull Dave and Mark Sargent's faces and I can't come out of the tab. Oh, there we go. No, it does not want to work. Oh, how incredibly frustrating 2 minutes into the live stream. Ugh. There is absolutely no reason for my computer to hang. It's an absolutely bang-up-to-date modern computer with no issues whatsoever. It's been a perfect computer ever since I had it. That's a total lie. Right, let's do housekeeping because I can't play any of this video for the time being, so I'll put that line on mute while we do. Any evidence of a physical geometric sphere edge? That's a horizon formerly known as Earth curve.
Well, for one, the horizon has never been defined as a physical location. And in their mathematics, to give the non-physical horizon a location, they do use eye level parallel with surface level, with a depression angle between the 2 points, to then tell you that they've got a curved horizon. How bizarre.
How bizarre. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. How bizarre. How bizarre. Right, I think this video might be working again. Oh no, it's frozen up again, of course. Worked for a second and now it's frozen. Shocking. What a pile of crap, eh? There's no reason for me to get mucked around by my computer by the token of I've been using it all bloody day to make microphone videos without any issue. The second I go live, obviously I'm getting computer hang, videos freezing, black screens, just crap, just total crap.
You got the devil on your back.
It certainly seems that way, doesn't it?
Probably a driver issue.
No, I'm bang up to date. Everything's bang up to date. My graphics card and the PC itself is all up to date. There's no driver issues here. Just when I go live, whatever reason, the computer decides it's going to hang and I'm going to get a mess around. Same with my iPad at the moment. It just messes me around. Whenever I type anything, the keyboard disappears, so does the writing. Anyway, we covered all of this yesterday. We'll give it one more go.
Watch this 1 minute video. Let me where the hell's the share? Is it the red button?
At the bottom, little square TV. And
Square
then
TV.
Then I say yes once you.
It just does not want to play. There's no reason whatsoever why Mark Sargent's 106,000 subscribed channel shouldn't be playing perfectly when I just do a video, right? Why wouldn't it play? Why wouldn't it show on my preview screen? Why would YouTube Studio hang? I'll tell you why. Well, because we're talking about how Earth gets measured flat in all instances. So because we talk about how Earth gets measured flat, I'm not allowed to play a video and critique the dumbos that are out there representing flat earthers as idiots by suggesting they know what the sun is and how it functions when we utilise angle measurements from it on a daily basis for mapping and navigating Earth flat with surface level measurements. So better that Dave comes out with this crap that we can't even critique because he won't even bloody play. Yep, just a black screen every single time I try and use it, or it hangs. What a joke.
You hit it.
Okay, share share a video file. Is that a bit easier?
Either way.
Yeah, I'll do share a video file.
You got to find the video file.
I got it.
All
right. And it'll share with sound.
Well, we'll once,
oh, there you go.
Did I get
Go ahead, play. It's about 1 minute. Do I have to hit play? I think I do.
Yeah. Oh, wait. There it is. Add to stage. Sorry. And then let me. Yeah, there it is.
Do you play it or
Did you
I
know
play
that
it?
all of the longest
it.
solar eclipses all occurred north of the equator? Now, isn't that a curious fact? Let's take a look at what is the cause of that. On a flat Earth with a circling sun, the sun...
Sorry, you've offered a presupposition of a flat Earth with a circling sun and offered up a causal influencing relationship. Yeah, Dave, we cover something that I have personally sat down with Dave Big Ball Weiss and tried to educate him in, and he rejected it out of hand. No reason whatsoever given, he just rejected how the scientific method worked when I tried to educate his dumbass on how to establish cause. Now, this is a Dave Weiss reference to something that's suggesting there's a causal influencer. Dave, you're a disgrace. You have no purpose here in this community. I don't want you here anymore. You're just an embarrassment to me. If you're going to suggest cause for this crap, you need to establish it through the scientific method. It's a naturally occurring phenomena. That means it's governed by the scientific method. That's what establishes cause with empiricism, not your bullshit nonsense that you make up and just say, well, let's have a look at what causes it. No, there's a method for doing that. It's called the scientific method. It works as follows. Step 1, observe natural phenomena. That is to say, you see something occurring in nature and say, I wonder what caused that. Step 2, you formulate a scientific prediction, otherwise known as a hypothesis. It's an if and then statement that establishes your suppositional causal influencer. That's your independent variable. And you've already got half the hypothesis from step 1. The dependent variable is the naturally occurring phenomenon, in this case, the sun, and its movements. So you've got a dependent variable. What you need to do is prove your independent variable as the causal influencer by step 3, experiment. That's to say you, the researcher, vary and manipulate that which you assume causes the effect you observed at step 1 and validate if it causes it or not. If it does not, you validate the null hypothesis, aka zero difference result, if A, not B. Called a null hypothesis, which sits alongside the alternative hypothesis, which is if A, then B. If my suppositional causal influencer is varied, I will cause the naturally occurring phenomena. If A, then B. Upon experimentation, that's validation of your supposition, you cause the effect, then you have empirically validated the cause of an effect, concluding the scientific method. Now, there is a little bit more to it. That is to say, within the method, it demands systematic experimentation. That's to say, you don't just stop when one person validates a suppositional causal influencer as the cause. It requires multiple people do it. Then you form theory after validated experiment in the alternative. Not the null. You're not testing for a zero difference result. You're not testing to not cause an effect. So to summarise, step 1, observe phenomena. Step 2, formulate hypothesis. Step 3, validate your suppositional cause of the effect you observed at step 1. Step 4, formulate theory. Off the back of validated empirical evidence attained through experimentation. This is something that I attempted to go through personally, verbally, with Big Ball Dave, and he rejected it. And now he's got the gall to suggest cause. You're an embarrassment, Dave. Give him 100,000 subscribers.
Nathan?
Yes.
Yeah, so I only skipped through that, just so you're aware. I think what Dave's playing now is a video of somebody else describing how eclipses prove the flat Earth. This is a minute video. Then Dave goes on to show you what he's done with that and how the sun moves at different speeds. But I think this little clip here is just something Dave's found, that he's using now.
Yeah, but he's
just
using
so you're
it.
aware of.
Yeah, do you know how ownership rules work? We've gone through this many a time before. When you
Can't hear you, Nathan.
Everything's going wrong. The minute I try and run a live stream, I press buttons and they don't function, so I'm presumably going out after unmuting my line. But the line hasn't unmuted because the buttons don't work. I get black screen. Everything starts crapping out. Now, there's absolutely no reason whatsoever why I'm having to do this, but it's because the, what do we call them, controlled opposition shills like Dave, who are here for the sole purpose of being able to ridicule flat earthers while they assert cause. Now, if you didn't hear what I said in the previous muted, even though I'd opened my line, discussion about why Dave Weiss is putting this crap out there, it's because he is there to serve the purpose of ridicule when we've got flat earth measurements. But in terms of ownership, he now has to own this video. He's referencing it. So it becomes his. It's his standard now. I don't care that it's someone else's video. It becomes Big Ball Dave's standard. That's how it works. This becomes Dave's video. That's how it works. If I play a video and say, this is what I'm referencing, it becomes my evidence and my standard. I have to be held accountable for it. No different for Dave.
Point taken, yeah.
Of course, the first time I said it, unmuting my line isn't good enough. Watching my computer crap out and the screen go to black is what I have to deal with when I'm live currently.
Why? I think I do.
Yeah. Oh, wait. There it is. Add to stage. Sorry. And then let me...
On a flat... The longest solar eclipses happen in the north because the Earth...
Dave, you complete idiot. Are you a shill like Jeren? We debunked this map 10 years ago with Jeren's help, the shill. He later decided to go to Antarctica to debunk it again. What a numpty. Meanwhile, your crappy globe projection, otherwise known as the azimuthal equidistant North Pole-centric globe projection, came by measuring flat Earth elevation angles to Polaris to form the latitude system. So you don't need this map. You don't need to make this stupid claim that hasn't been through the scientific method. You're just a numpty and an embarrassment to me and everybody who represents flat Earth debate. I'm sick of Dave Big Ball Weiss. Why do I call him Big Ball Weiss if the audience wants to know? I'll quote him. It could be a really big ball. End quote. Flat Earth Dave, a disgrace who doesn't know how science works. A disgrace who's now leaning into this as cause. No, Dave, you're just a numpty and an embarrassment to everybody who actually knows how Earth is measured. Flat. That's us, not you.
Earth is flat.
That's it. You can kill it.
Oh, I will kill it.
So during a solar eclipse, the sun is being...
Why is Dave about to tell you what happens during a solar eclipse? Have you put this through the scientific method, Dave Weiss? No, you haven't. You're a bullshitter. So I'm just going to say it right off the bat. Dave's a bullshitter. He's about to lie to every member of his audience about something he has no clue about. He doesn't know what causes eclipses. He's just going to make this up. And it's an outrage. You hear me, Dave Weiss, you bullshitter?
Being eclipsed in front of or behind whatever, moon, another body.
Whatever. What, just make it up as you go along? It doesn't really matter. No, we establish cause and effect relationships through the scientific method, Dave, something you're not privy to because you decided to reject the information. I'll make it absolutely and abundantly clear what Dave has done. He rejected that which I'm sitting in front of my camera going through with you, my audience, live right now. Science proves cause. Well, it might be this, it might be that. No, Dave's just a bullshitter. Total charlatan.
Doesn't matter, but they're...
Oh, does it not, you stuttery scumbag? It doesn't matter. Why are you talking about it then?
It goes faster.
No, Dave's just a bullshitter. I'm just going to say it again. Faster, slower. No, it doesn't do that, Dave. You're just making it up. What have you got to standardise this? A video? Is that your standard? Proving the azimuthal debunked map? Why? We measure Earth flat with the sun. You want to see an example of it? It's on screen. Not on screen. Let's just make it on screen. Oh, why isn't that working? Oh, it's so annoying. Give me a second.
Yeah, he's annoying because, like you say, he's just
Making shit up.
speculating about things. Making shit up, yeah.
Yeah, here you go, Dave. This is all you need, Dave, idiot, embarrassment to Flat Earth Weiss. Big ball Dave. Take a look at what is on screen right now. It's been taken from a book that's used by ballers because it's standard rhetoric in terms of sun measurement. This is called an elevation angle. It's not science. It's an angle measurement. That would be maths. It's used on a daily basis to save lives when negotiating the surface of Earth. It's a fact. It's an indisputable, used by Dave McKeegan and Dan in very recent times, measurement of Earth's surface to the sun. This is all Dave Weiss needs. What's he doing? Well, he's just making shit up, making us all look like idiots. That's what Dave's doing, trying to tell you that he knows how eclipses work when we've got measurements of Earth's surface that are documented and used to stop people dying when they go out and negotiate the territory. When they use the sun to navigate, they measure it this way. It's called an elevation angle. See where it says elevation angle? These aren't my diagrams. This is the official measurement of the sun, Dave. So why aren't you using this standard? The standard, the Earth measurement standard that we put out. Well, because Dave's got a place here, hasn't he? A place to make every flat earther look like a complete clown while he makes stuff up and ignores the scientific method, uses videos that assert cause. What garbage we have to put up from our compadres are supposed to be on our side when we've got actual measurements. Use this next time, Dave, you complete clown, because you're an embarrassment to me and everyone on this flat Earth. That we measure with this, the sun, and its angle off surface level. If it's not measured off surface level, it's not an angle measurement and it won't save your life at sea. Okay, Dave, are we clear? You stupid, embarrassing clown.
This is what I was saying the other day. You spoke to these people, yeah, Whitsits, him, Jeren, about scientific method, about Earth being measured flat. Now, as soon as that twigs if you are a flat earther and you've not got to that, pardon the pun, level yet, where we know it's measured, as soon as you realise that, that's the key stone to the not an argument, because there isn't an argument. Start using these measurements when describing how Earth is measured.
Are you a shill, Dave? I'm just going to ask outright. Go and ask Dave Weiss. Are you a shill? Because shills would put out embarrassing crap they can't prove when there's flat Earth measurements that prove Earth's flat on the table not being used. So are you a shill, Dave? Because it certainly seems that way from where I'm sitting. It seems like you're putting out crap you can't prove and telling the world that, quote, it could be a big ball. You complete scumbag. So, Dave, you're an embarrassment, if nothing else. If you're not a shill, then you're stupid. You're just a fool. But it comes over like you're being a shill, like you're helping our opponents. Use the proof, not your bullshit about what you think the sun does that you can't prove because you haven't put it through the method. Right, I'll change the title of this show to Dave Weiss is an Embarrassment. Because he is.
Yeah, but when are you going to hold Mark Sargent accountable? He's constantly putting these guys out there.
Why wouldn't he? He's got as big a name as Dave Weiss, hasn't he? So what, they all band together with their largest channels out there while I have to deal with endless crap and abuse? Is Dave McKeegan making endless videos about Dave's crappy standard? No, he doesn't need to. Dave can embarrass Flat Earth all on his own, can't he? Yeah? Meanwhile, I've got to have people like Dave McKeegan lie through their back teeth about me. I've got to be constantly accused of child abuse. I've got to be character assassinated on a daily basis. Why? I'll tell you why. And I want Dave to prick his ears up and pay attention. Because we are over the target proving Earth is measured flat by every single person who has ever measured Earth, ever. That's That's why I have to deal with the level of crap that I'm currently have to put up with. That's why the level of censorship is so harsh on my part. And that is why Dave the Embarrassment could be a big ball Weiss is getting the views and shilly sub count that he is. Because he doesn't need an opponent to embarrass Flat Earth, does he? He just needs to make crap up about the sun while we're pointing out how flat we measure Earth with it.
When was the last time Mark Sargent got in touch with you and said, Nathan, would you mind coming on the show and breaking down
I regularly
the
speak to Mark.
measurements?
Just stop. I regularly speak to Mark Sargent. I spoke to him a couple of days ago.
Oh, okay, that's why I'm asking. I don't know if he has invited you to break it down live on a show.
I haven't asked him. If I said to Mark now, I want to go on your show tomorrow, he would say yes. Mark's very conciliatory and he's very accommodating. So I don't want to have too big a go at Mark. He's all kumbaya and wants everyone to work together. Me, I'm far more combative when I've got pricks in our arena like Dave Weiss who make shit up and make us look stupid. With what? Well, the sun. Yeah, we're currently laying it out there for everybody who actually understands how Earth is measured by everyone, always and without exception. Like Dave Fugly McKeegan, who measured Earth flat for 24 hours in Antarctica, but for the fact he was outsmarted by his own tripod. Or Simon Dan, who's measuring Earth flat with the sun thousands of times. So what's Big Ball Dave leaning into? Oh, well, he's leaning into, he suggests that the sun's moving at a certain speed. Did you measure its speed, Dave? Give it me in miles per hour and then show me how you measured it. You won't, you're a charlatan. Meanwhile, we prove Earth is measured flat by everybody here on Flat Earth Debate. Share my show and unsubscribe from Dave Big Ball Weiss. Why? Because Dave tells his audiences and interviewees that, quote, it could be a big ball, and then will lie through his back teeth about speed of the sun while we're showing how everyone requires Earth to be measured flat when they utilise this light in the sky for navigation, or mapping, or charting the world as a flat plane, as they absolutely unequivocally do. I can give you baller examples. If you don't like the baller examples, you can use Eratosthenes or Al-Biruni, who both utilise elevation angle measurements also off surface level. That means a flat Earth's being measured. For thousands of years, Dave. Now, why is it that you're making this crap up about a debunked globe projection called the azimuthal equidistant North Pole centric globe projection that was debunked? Not only by me, but allegedly by the people who alleged to go to Antarctica when they measured Earth flat with the sun. So why is Dave leaning into this? Probably so the shill can make us all look like idiots. That's what I'm suggesting. Or asking, are you a shill, Dave? Because if you're not, why aren't you using the flat Earth measurements instead of making crap up? It's a disgrace to me and everybody who's around me. If you support me financially, you should be disgusted by Dave Weiss and his shilly behaviour. We're putting it out there, he's just not picking it up. What he's doing is lying to everybody and making crap up in the name of Flat Earth. It's a disgrace.
I don't know, he can sort of, you know, I mean, what's he saying here? He's saying an eclipse in the northern hemisphere takes more time than it does in the southern hemisphere because the sun's moving quicker in the Capricorn tropics, therefore the Earth is flat. What a lot of bollocks.
I thought you were going to say, I don't know, he sleeps at night. Do you remember that Simpsons episode where there's the guy that's taking off Arnold Schwarzenegger?
On a big bed of money.
Yeah, it says, how do you sleep at night? On a big bed of money. Ain't that right, Dave? Yeah? You got a big bed of money to sleep on, yeah? How's your boat that you took Whitsit and Jer and the shills out on? Yeah, you got a good boat? Yeah, that's what Dave's money goes towards, going out on boats with shills, while he makes shit up about what the sun does, while little old me struggles to pay my 2 mortgages. Yeah, that's the reality. Whoever is off mute, for the love of Jesus Christ, go on mute while you're hearing me ranting about Big Ball Dave Weiss. Big Ball Dave Weiss, you're a shill, as far as I can tell, because you're an embarrassment and you're making us all look stupid. There's measurements of Earth using the sun out there and you're not using them, therefore you're a shill. Out on your boat, sleeping on a big bed of money that you're scraping off your app. That's what you're doing. It's a disgrace. Speaking of 2 mortgages, please hit the super chat and hit me up on PayPal. I am genuinely poor.
Nathan, wouldn't a 15 degree per hour elevation angle measurement being the same in the north and the same in the south, be the same then?
They would be, but for the fact that they've debunked that map, but Dave's still using it like a shill. Maybe it's preordained. We all need to use the azimuthal equidistant North Pole centric globe projection as flat earthers because Dave's still using it. One of the biggest flat earthers out there is just ignoring that it's alleged to be debunked twice by me in the first instance 10 frickin' years ago. But Jaron decided to keep hold of it and retain it so he could, what, debunk it again and then claim that that debunks flat Earth? No, it absolutely doesn't. You still need to measure the sun with elevation angles to find your position. You can do it at different times of the day with these, like on screen now. You can measure the sun at various different times and draw circles of equal elevation to pinpoint a fix, find your position and not die at sea. Now notice how I've got these going round daily. Yeah, I would suggest that we get the most horrendous censorship ever and Dave and other shills around him get promoted.
Some of the guys over in politics, like Jedi and that, they realise that map's been debunked. DJ Curious there, he's from the Politics Land of Misfits 2.0. He should be jumping all over that, just like you have.
I know he's in the company of big bald Dave Weiss and he's probably starstruck and hoping to go out on the boat that Dave pays for with his shilly app that uses a debunked map that's been debunked for 10 years. Now, I have sat across from Mark Sargent personally. Haven't I, Mark? After we debunked the azimuthal equidistant North Pole centric globe projection, I sat across a table from Mark Sargent personally and explained in no uncertain terms how and why that map was wrong and how I personally debunked it with the assistance of people tracking the sun on a Flat Earth Live 10 years ago. And Mark said, I take on board what you're saying, Nathan. I understand. And what are we doing 10 years later? Well, we're propping up Dave Weiss and his bullshit lies about cores with videos that describe the sun and what it does with eclipses and how fast it goes, whistling immediately past the flat Earth prerequisite elevation angle measurements to the sun that are used daily off a flat Earth to save lives, not lies. Meanwhile, I've already debunked this map. It's alleged to be debunked in Antarctica, yet they're still using it. If you don't know what controlled opposition looks like, look at Dave Weiss. That's what you need to do because that is what this is. It's a controlled opposition narrative with a map that doesn't work that's been repeatedly debunked by flat earthers who have attempted to educate this lying shill about how Earth is actually measured. And he's just not using the actual tools that are given to him. He'd rather just shill for his crappy app. This is a disgrace. The game's rigged. Yeah, it doesn't matter how much we point out how everyone's measuring Earth flat. The prominent flat earthers will bullshit everybody and sell their shitty apps to you. That's what's going to happen. That's what's preordained to happen. So long as Dave's doing a good job at making flat earthers look idiotic, he'll keep getting promoted in the YouTube algorithm in the same way Simon Dan does, making him as big an enemy to us as Simon Dan is as far as I am concerned. Oh, what's this on screen? Something that Dave's not going to lean into when he talks to thousands of people on a channel with 100,000 subscribers, in this case Mark Sargent. What's this, Dave? Where do you think I got this from? Do you think I drew this? No, this would be an elevation angle measurement, Dave. To the sun. The one you're bullshitting about now how fast it goes? You lying scumbag. You don't know how fast it's going. I only had to ask once. Prove it. How'd you measure its speed? You didn't! Meanwhile, we do measure Earth's flat surface for an angle to the sun so that navigators can not die when navigating Earth as a flat plane. It's the only way you can utilise the lights in the sky to navigate. They're always measured with angles. Further to that, the way the ball was created was with these angles. You need a flat Earth to create the stupid ball. The one that Dave said it could be. Quote, could be a big ball, right, Dave, you shill? Oh, thank you for that. That put me in a great mood.
Sorry, mate.
Nah, it's all right. I'm just in tremendous pain now from shouting. I'll go get some painkillers in a minute.
Thing is, it is a wind-up, but I mean, yeah, you have got wound up about that there, and you have every right to. But it's just why are these? They've got to be shills. There's no other explanation, like you say. They've got everything they've been told. They can describe how it's measured, everything you've just been through. But no, we'll talk about, we'll use a map that's been debunked and talk about eclipses and the speed of the sun moving in circles over the map that's been debunked.
Dave's a liar, plain and simple.
Don't get wound up.
Well, shortly after, I attempted to go through the scientific method with Big Ball Dave Weiss. Dave was on a show, Jaron's show, now Ball Earth Jaron's show, and they discussed MC Toon for a significant amount of time. And then their guest on the show brought my name up, and Dave Weiss said, quote, "We don't watch Nathan Oakley," end quote, Dave Weiss. Now, but for the fact that I've got supportive members who give out free memberships to my channel, we found out that Dave Weiss absolutely watches Nathan Oakley regularly. So regularly that he was first in line to get a free membership. So he's a lying shit who is more than happy to shut down a conversation on a big channel about Nathan Oakley when a guest brings me up after discussing a baller for a significant amount of time and lie about not watching me. When he does watch, we exposed his lying ass by way of the free membership he picked up whilst watching my show. The one he said he doesn't watch? Lying bastard. What's that? How do you sleep, Dave, on a big bed of money on your boat? Yes, because you're a scumbag shill. Yeah, earning all the dollar from us and our hard work that you claim not to watch, whilst talking about proof and cause for things that you can never fathom, while simultaneously ignoring all flat Earth prerequisite measurements of surface level that prove beyond a doubt Earth is measured flat, which it is, for everyone, always and without exception. Shout out to Pablo. Big Bald Dave got caught. Yeah, he did. Got caught lying through his back teeth to a live audience about not watching. And then what do you know? He's in our audience getting a free membership because he's here watching, the lying bastard. You belong in hell, Dave, you lying bastard.
He's watching, he's listening, he knows the points that we're putting out on the table, which just, you know, it debunks anything to do with the heliocentric model, wherever that is. And he chooses not to use this evidence.
Yeah,
chooses to speak about a light in the sky.
Chose not to pay attention to the scientific method, shut me down while I was taking the time out of my day. Instead of spending my day earning money to feed my kids, which I struggle to do, I took the time out of my day to attempt to educate shill Big Ball Dave in the scientific method, and he rejected it in favour of this shit alleging cause. Right, Dave? You're a scumbag. That's what you are, Dave. Make no mistake about it. You're a scumbag.
Like you say, he's shown his true colours on the, I can't remember the guy's name, who was, you know, asking him, is he 100% sure?
Jesse Lee Peterson.
Yeah, I mean, he's shown his true colours there, didn't he? He couldn't answer that question. You know, he couldn't say he was 100% definitely sure that the Earth is flat.
Right, Jesse Peterson. Jesse Lee Peterson. Is Jesse Peterson deceased now? Did he die?
No, don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Well, obviously it doesn't matter. I don't want to offend anybody in that regard. But regardless, from memory, Jesse Lee Peterson asked Dave, do you know for sure and without a doubt the Earth is flat? And he couldn't answer. Well, I'll answer for you, Dave. Yeah, I know my name's Nathan Oakley, and I know for sure and without a doubt Earth is flat. That's how it's measured by everybody in all circumstances when Earth is measured. There are no exceptions. It's not just on the small scale. It's on every scale, always. There's no exception. Earth is and can only be measured flat. So do I know for sure and without a doubt that it's flat? Yes, I do. Dave the shill couldn't even answer, and he was asked 15 times. Then his response was, it could be a big ball. What a scumbag shill, sleeping on a bed of money on his boat that he takes the other shills out on. Scum. If you're subscribed to Dave, unsubscribe, delete his app, and demand a refund. Because he's conned you into buying a globe projection that was debunked 10 years ago by me. So just get in touch and say, I want my money back, you scumbag fraud. Why don't you know for sure and without a doubt that the Earth is measured flat? Nathan knows. He tried to tell you, tried to educate you in the scientific method at the detriment of paying for his kids to be fed. You rejected that and have decided to assert cause. What a scumbag. What a disingenuous fraud Dave Weiss is. If you subscribe to him, why are you subscribed to him? He's scum. He's not here to assist Flat Earth. If he was, he'd be proving it's measured flat like we do on a daily basis when we struggle. Yeah.
Well, that's Dave covered anyway. Let's not get so... we know what he is now, don't we? We've just seen that. Yeah, but Earth's measured flat, and the Greeks all knew that. And it's as simple as that. Why didn't Dave use that?
Rather than buying Dave Weiss's app, become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member. Demand a refund and put the money into listening to my Uncut and After show, where, for example, you've got people like 10th Man spending thousands of dollars on celestial navigation books so we can put diagrams like the one on screen up for an audience to have an education in how the ball Earth is used as a giant glorified protractor, based on the flat Earth measurements we all must and do measure Earth flat with. So if you want to actually support people who prove beyond a doubt that Earth is flat, then give me the money that you give to Dave for his app. That's shilling for a globe. Quote, Dave Weiss, could be a big ball, end quote, Dave Weiss, when asked if he knows for sure and without a doubt that the Earth is flat. What a sad state of affairs these frauds that we have shilling in our midst are. Meanwhile, like I say, I'm struggling, really struggling, to the point where I had to yesterday point out that, no, I'm going to have to put my cap out in front of me. It's become that bad. The censorship's so horrendous. I reach so few people with these live shows. My Uncut and After show with 10,000 subscribers on my second channel is reaching about 10 people a day. From a 10,000 subscriber channel, just under. Speaking of which, if you haven't done so already, that would really help. That's something you can do for free. You don't have to necessarily give me money. Go and subscribe to my second channel. If you're watching right now and you're not subscribed to the Nathan Space Oakley channel, it's not space as in there's a gap between it. Nathan Oakley is just the name of the channel, as opposed to all one word Nathan Oakley 1980, which is this channel. The Nathan Oakley channel is where the Uncut and After show goes out if you're not a member. So if you want to watch the Uncut and After show for free, admittedly with a week or two delay, then go and subscribe to my second channel, Nathan Oakley, right now. There's a link below this video in the information box, and that would help. Because currently, that channel, which is about just under 10,000 subscribers, gets about 10 people watching the Uncut and After show. Like, more people will watch it as a paid member than will watch it for free on a channel that puts it out for nothing. So there you go. Go and subscribe to my second channel. That would be a massive help if you don't want to support me financially. Moreover, if you do want to support me financially, hit me up on PayPal, because now more than ever, I'm desperate. And it shouldn't be the case that the one flat earther out there putting out the rhetoric in the way that, I'm not the only flat earther, to correct that straight away, one of the flat earthers putting out the rhetoric in a term that cannot be debunked in terms of Earth measurements used by all, has to struggle financially. I mean, that's how the algorithmic situation is preordained to be. If you get too close to the mark, then you need shutting down by other means. That's what it boils down to. We're just over the target. Yeah? It wouldn't be a struggle for me if I was talking shit like Dave was. If I was talking about knowing how fast the sun went, I'm sure I wouldn't be struggling for viewers. Because then I'd be ridiculable. Easily overcome in terms of my argumentation that proves nothing, like Dave is. That's why he ends up with hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Is there anything else to cover for Friday? So if there's anything to cover, there's going to be a few days gap when we're not live, for sure. So if there's anything that does need covering, we've got about 15, 20 minutes left on this live stream. Feel free.
There's a video. It's a bit of fun in Master B, if you fancy it, if it'll work. If not, then no worries.
What, the one directly above?
Yeah.
What's it about?
This is the new...
It's a apparent PhD, so she claims. So PhD seems to be quite arrogant, don't they? So.
And my computer's hung. Just does not want to work. Very irritating. I'll give it one more go. You guys see that? Yes, Nathan, we see it really clearly. Can you see that?
Ooh, I'm not on YouTube. I'll just have a look.
No. Can you see it in the Hangout?
No. Oh, yes. Yes, I can now, yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll see if I can get it to work this way. Before I do, I'll just do a quick shout out to... Pablo again. Thank you very much for the super chat. Why don't you use a browser like Brave and prevent ads? I do and have used Brave. I just don't like it, and it's just as troublesome for me as it is on what this is, whatever this is called, Chrome. So now I have tried Brave. The guy I was on the show of the other day, Rich, he suggested it, so I did try it for a time. Not that you'd have noticed on the show, but there we go. Right, let's crack on with this. Is there a particular timestamp that you wanted me to go through? It's a 26-minute video.
No, we'll just run through it till we're bored.
A real-life geologist with a PhD, and if there's one piece of misinformation that really grinds my gears, it's how inexplicably popular in recent years the demonstrably wrong idea that the world is flat has been.
It's not an idea. It's how Earth gets measured. Why is this guy pretending, if he's a geologist, that there's an idea that Earth is flat when that's how Earth gets measured? I don't get it.
Recently, Twitter has been showing a disturbingly popular page that makes such claims on my timeline.
So, what, the shills out there that aren't me proving Earth's flat are flooding your Twitter feed, correct? Yeah, a bit like Dave Weiss, the idiots who put out crap that you will undoubtedly easily debunk now will be spamming your feed so you can easily debunk them. But wait until you get a load of me. My name's Nathan Oakley and I prove Earth's measured flat because that's how we navigate, sail, fly, map, chart. That's how we measure Earth in all circumstances and without exception. So if you want to know about how people believe Earth's flat, then you're not listening to me. Because I'll tell you in no uncertain terms, Earth is flat, that's how it's measured.
So, today, once again, we are going to be taking a dive into the flirtosphere to see what these...
Sorry, did you just call it the flirtosphere? Oh, right, well, as you've started off the ad homs, we're going to take a deep dive into the wankerosphere. That's you, son, a wanker. So, wanker, we're going to be covering you because you've decided to call us names and call us flirfs. So I'm going to call you a wanker from this point forth, meaning you masturbate. That's what that word means, wanker. You are that wanker. Call me a flirf.
He's got some good dance moves, though.
Flat earthers are saying about geology.
Sorry, that's a stereotyping fallacy. Idiot. No, flat earthers... end quote, you aren't saying what you're about to come out with. That's a stereotyping fallacy. That makes you stupid. Idiots who use fallacies, in this case stereotyping. Do you know what stereotyping is? That's me being condescending. Condescending means when you talk down to somebody, just in case you don't know. Okay, dumb wanker. Don't stereotype me.
Geology and other aspects of...
Are you picking your nose there, boy?
The science they don't seem to understand.
I mean, I don't know if he is a boy. Is he a boy?
Our subject of discussion today is the Flat Earth Library, a Twitter account that posts some of the most absurd pseudoscience imaginable.
Pseudoscience? I wonder if this numpty clown wanker is going to define what pseudoscience is. Because it's got a definition and I'm going to define it right now. Pseudoscience is a claim of science that has not been through the scientific method. To be pseudoscience, it specifically has to have not been through the scientific method when claimed to be science. Look it up. That's what pseudoscience means. Now, I haven't seen what you're about to present, so I don't know if it is or isn't pseudoscience, but it specifically is as follows. You must be claiming it to be science, having not put it through the scientific method. What's the scientific method? Oh, that would be observing natural phenomena, formulating hypothesis, and then varying and manipulating your presumed cause of the effect in your hypothesis to see if it causes the effect or not. That's an experiment. That's the scientific method in the most concise summary I can give. If it hasn't been through that method and is claimed to be science, it's pseudoscience.
Multiple times a day, every single day, as well as occasionally stuff in support of things like climate change denial and young earth creationism. So I want to respond to just a few of these posts from the past few days that this account has posted with actual science, as well as with...
How much will someone bet me that this man does not put any science whatsoever on the table? That is to say, science is an adherence to the scientific method. And he's just claimed he's going to put actual science on the table. How much do you want to bet he won't put a single shred of scientific evidence on the table? Who'll take that bet?
£5.
£5? Any advance on £5? We're betting against you, dum-dum, wanker, glurf. Did you think it was okay to call us all flurfers and stereotype? I'm calling you a fat wanker, because you are. Yeah? Now, you started this, in case you want to cry foul, by calling names and stereotyping. So I am going to call you a fat dumb wanker, because that's what you are. Now, I expect a response to me, because I'm going to ask my audience to direct your attention to me, because you're only reacting to what you've been fed by the algorithm. Well, wait until you get a load of me, fatso. Please let this fat glurf wanker know at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me, with a polite comment that alludes to the fact that there are real flat earthers that aren't being stereotyped by him, that know for sure and without a doubt. You're paying attention, Dave Weiss. I know for sure and without a doubt Earth is flat, and I'm going to tell this flat glurf scumbag wanker exactly that with measurements to back what I say. Not a suggestion that I know cause when looking at a dumbass video that you, Dave Weiss, now must take ownership of when you suggest you know how fast the frickin' sun's going. Meanwhile, we measure Earth flat with the sun. We've mapped Earth with the sun. That's how we form the latitude and longitude grid. That's how Earth gets measured in all instances. There are no exceptions to how Earth is measured with the sun and elevation angles. Let's see how Fatso gets on.
Basic common sense, because some of these are so bad they don't even need research because they are self-debunking.
Sorry, no. If they're self-debunking, why are you debunking them? This sounds like you're an idiot. I already know you're an idiot because you've suggested that you're going to offer scientific empiricism to debunk pseudoscience. That is to say, where someone's suggesting science, I'm almost going to guarantee that this video won't claim science and then not put it through the method. They'll just present a claim that he's calling pseudoscience, and in reality, it's projection, because he's not going to present anything that's been through the scientific method, making his claims that he's now made of science, right? He said he's going to use science. If he doesn't present something that's been through the scientific method, that ipso facto makes his claims pseudo-scientific by nature. So it's projection, right, Fatty? In case anybody wants to cry foul about me calling him Fatty, he's called me a flurf and stereotyped me. Therefore, I am absolutely justified in a tit-for-tat manner to take the piss out of him.
Now, the first post we're going to be talking about isn't actually about the world being flat at all.
Oh, shocking! Is it just me, or is it a bit like Dave Weiss talking about the sun and how it moves at a certain speed, having absolutely sweet fuck all to do with flat Earth? Yeah, it's a bit like all the claimants who suggest they're flat earthers put out shite that has absolutely nothing to do with the subject, while I struggle. Because I'm talking about how Earth gets measured flat by everybody always and without exception. Proving, demonstrably, that Earth is flat by way of how Earth gets measured.
But is about how these structures, which are visible in the sandstones of Monument Valley, are... Well, I'll let this guy say what he thinks they are.
Why? Where's your scientific evidence to debunk him? You said you were going to lay down science. Strike one. So this fat glurf scumbag wanker has said he's going to debunk the claims of this videographer with science. No, your claim becomes pseudoscientific in nature then, doesn't it, fatty? Call me a flurf.
At Curry's, there's amazing tech for everyone's needs. Joe, who is partially sighted...
This is Monument Valley, on the corner of Utah and Arizona, United States. Now, if you notice, these are cut blocks in the ground. And I've been trying to tell y'all that ancient people had technology that they don't tell us about.
Why? Sorry, how did this guy validate that there's ancient technology that's cut up these rocks? Are you a bit like Dave Weiss, my friend? Just a bullshitter, charlatan, making up crap that you can't prove? No, if you're going to suggest the cause, then you need to put it through the scientific method if it's a naturally occurring phenomena. That's what you do. If it's synthetic, then prove a man did it. Don't just suggest that there's antiquitech involved, because it's going to piss me off royally, you stupid flurf. Now, I can call him a flurf.
So how did these blocks...
Oh, I see. So the question-proof standard applies, does it? You're going to start question-proofing us? Don't do that. You'll have my annoying tone put back at you.
Happen naturally. I know there's going to be someone that drops in the comments.
How did it occur naturally? It almost sounds like a job for the scientific method. How did this naturally occurring phenomena occur? Yeah, there's a method to establish that. It's called the scientific method. Step 1, observe naturally occurring phenomena. Now, not just a rock with a crack in it. You need to observe it actually occurring. Then it'd be a phenomenon to study and put through the method. Then you suppose a cause of the phenomena you observed happening in nature. Then you vary and manipulate that which you assumed caused the effect to see if it actually caused the effect or not. That's the scientific method.
And defend the matrix programming to try to explain how this is natural. These cuts. Look at that cut.
So far, fatty. So far, he didn't mention science once. You said it was pseudoscientific. That would be where someone claims to have science and they don't put it through the scientific method. So far, the only person who's done that is you fat glurf.
Okay, so what he's...
Okay, so he didn't claim science, you stupid idiot. You did, though, didn't you? So you are projecting your pseudoscience. Yeah? How'd you like these apples, fatty?
Showing us here at Monument Valley is a textbook example of what's referred to by geologists as orthogonal jointing. This is something that's very common in sandstones because they are what's called an auxetic material.
Who gives the tiniest of shits? Isn't this supposed to be your annoyance at flat Earth videos? Or is it just you flexing your prowess in terms of your subject field, which is definitely not scientific, whilst alluding to have science? Did you look up the definition of pseudoscience before you projected it onto your opponent here? Because it seems like you're claiming this shit you were told in a school is science. White Walkers, that's exactly what you said. No. What you've now done is turned this geology, a demonstrable pseudoscience in this instance, into exactly that. Because you haven't put it through the scientific method, have you? What a clown. Projection much?
An auxetic material is one where extension in one direction causes extension in the perpendicular direction.
Perpendicular? You'll need a flat earth for that.
Unlike in most materials where it causes compression in the perpendicular direction.
By perpendicular, as in 90 degrees to a flat plane of reference, don't use our stuff, fatty. You'll need Earth to be a flat plane of reference to describe this perpendicularity. So don't use perpendicular. You don't have perpendicular on a globe. Are you an idiot? Are you using flat Earth prerequisites to suggest in a video that hasn't actually mentioned flat Earth once, or science, to peddle your pseudoscience by way of projection and utilisation of a perpendicular to a flat plane reference? No. You can only be perpendicular, that's at 90 degrees to a flat plane. You don't have this on your ball fantasy that's derived from flat Earth measurements of things like Polaris and the Sun, with elevation angles also off surface level. You don't get to use perpendicular. Do you hear me, you glurf clown? My name's Nathan Oakley. I hope I get a response out of you, you utter fool.
Action. As Lee and G discuss in this 2021 paper, when you apply extensional tectonic strain to a quartz sandstone in one direction, because it's auxetic, the sandstone also stretches apart in the other direction, 90 degrees to that direction.
You'll need a flat plane for that, 90 degrees in the opposite direction. Your description requires the measurement of your claimed to be science, actually pseudoscience, have a flat Earth directionality applied to it, 90 degrees perpendicular to a plane of reference. It's right there on your diagram. You notice how you've got a flat plane of reference to describe the directionality? Don't use our stuff, you stupid idiot. You're supposed to be debunking flat Earth, not using our measurements, you stupid clown.
Causing
it's funny how they can talk for 5 minutes straight, but eventually it'll come back to the flat Earth that they need.
Yeah, all roads lead to a flat Earth. There are no exceptions, and even idiot dickheads who stereotype and call us names like Flurf will ultimately use a flat Earth perpendicularity in their examples. They will always and can only measure Earth flat, in this case to be perpendicular to a plane of reference, when he gives his pseudo-scientific geological explanation to flex his intellectual prowess with something that hasn't been through the scientific method, making it pseudoscience. You paying attention, you stupid clown?
Just like this. But interestingly, because compressional stress can...
Where's the curve? Sorry, are any of these diagrammatical examples using a curved surface, or are you utilising our stuff perpendicular to a plane? Oh, you're definitely using flat Earth prerequisite perpendicularity. Don't use our stuff.
Also form joints and also runs perpendicular to that extensional...
Don't use our stuff. You don't get to use perpendicular. Wandek, have you got the list of stuff that these idiot clown glurfs who use flat Earth measurements and perpendicularity to a plane of reference can't use, especially when they're peddling pseudoscience and suggesting that their opponent has claimed it? Yeah, projection glurf be thy name.
Stress, these exact same kinds of structures can also form in non-auxetic rocks too, just not quite as commonly as they do in sandstone.
Nobody gives a shit. You are boring. Do you understand me, geologist? You're boring the tits off me.
And you can actually demonstrate this right now if you have a mildly stretchy material that compresses in the perpendicular direction, and then...
Perpendicular? What? 90 degrees to a flat plane of reference? Yeah, you'll need a flat Earth for that. Geological description in measurement terms. Earth is flat for you to describe this measurement. Are we clear? You need a flat Earth more than we do.
Apply some hard varnish to it. When you stretch that material out, you find orthogonal joints forming in the varnish that look just like the ones in Monument Valley.
Couldn't give a shit.
And also have these perfect 90-degree fracture surfaces.
Only with respect to a flat plane of reference, you need a flat Earth to measure and describe this.
As shown in this paper by Rives et al.
Sorry, this paper's not the scientific method. It hasn't been through the scientific method. There is no cause and effect being established. You haven't proven, by way of scientific empiricism and an adherence to the scientific method, that this is how those rocks formed. You have not done that. This is nothing better than a just so story.
Which used a stretchy plastic plate and some...
Right, so you're talking about varnish. Are the rocks varnish? So you're drawing a comparison then? So based on your comparison, that's how it worked? No. No, in order to actually empirically demonstrate this to be the case, you'd have to establish it through the scientific method. First, you observe naturally occurring phenomena. That's to say you watch the occurrence occur. A phenomenon is something happening. That's step one, the first thing you do if you're going to call this science. It isn't. It's a bullshitter using flat Earth perpendicularity.
Hard varnish, and you could easily go test this for yourself. That's
Sorry, test. Yeah, in scientific vernacular, test is an experiment. It's the validation of the cause and effect relationship through systematic experimentation, aka testing a suppositional causal influencer, established in a hypothesis, otherwise known as a scientific prediction, after observing natural phenomena. Is varnish natural? No, it's not. It's synthetic. So you're a clown. We know why synthetic things happen. Man made them. Science deals with natural phenomena, not comparisons to synthetic effects. You stupid glurf clown.
does not mean that there are tiny people with advanced cutting equipment on this varnish. It's just
a synthetic man-made effect that you're comparatively suggesting that the Earth does the same thing with. No. You'd have to establish this through systematic experimentation based on a hypothesis if you want to call it science. And you have. You fat little liar. You said you were going to give us science and you're giving us varnish. You're a liar. You're a bullshitter. What a charlatan. You, sir, are using pseudoscience, aren't you? Synthetic varnish? You think that's science? What an idiot. You don't know what pseudoscience is, you don't know what science is, and you're a charlatan.
How materials respond to extensional stress. And the sandstones at Monument Valley are in an extensional tectonic setting, just as you would expect. And you can read...
As I would expect, prove tectonic plates. You want to do that? Given that we've only ever dug one tiny hole 8 kilometres down, I'm going to suggest that you're just making this up based on books you've read. And again, haven't put this tectonic claim through the scientific method either. Now, there's a suggestion that there's a ring of fire and tectonic plates on the surface of Earth. This has not been proven. You're just repeating what people have told you, haven't you, fatty? Yeah? You like me calling you fatty? Don't call me glurf and don't stereotype me. Flurf, rather. Yeah, you want to call me names, I can do it too.
All about its cool geological features in this paper, which I've attached in...
Right, a paper isn't the scientific method. You keep appealing to what people have written down. Producing a bit of paper, if I write down this man's a fat moron and go, in this paper, this man's a fat moron. Now, it is still demonstrably true. We can only look at you to find out that fact. But my paper doesn't make it scientifically proven that you're a fat moron, does it?
In the description.
Look at these cuts all throughout the land here. You can see it's...
Yeah, you're going to get the taste of my tongue too, you stupid idiot. You don't know that and you're not putting it through the scientific method. Now, while you haven't actually made that as a claim for your opponent to call this pseudoscience, you haven't got the slightest idea what caused this effect, have you? So shut up! You're an embarrassment to me if you're calling yourself a flat earther and making this crap up for an audience. Why do you think you're getting peddled out to everybody? Because you serve to make me look stupid as a flat earther. Because you're making this stuff up. You're just as bad as this guy reacting to you.
Pre-cut. You're all seeing what I'm seeing, right? These cuts, it starts...
Seeing what you're seeing? Yeah, observe and declare. Something we dealt with about 6 years ago in terms of the other glurf idiots. You don't just observe something and then start giving your question proof about why it would be happening. The standard's garbage. If you want to validate this as a phenomena, you first have to observe it actually occurring. And when you do, you can then put it through the scientific method as an observed natural phenomenon by formulating a cause and effect relationship with an if and then statement. Then being the natural phenomena you observed at step 1, if being your suppositional causal influencer mirrored in the null, if A, not B. Because if you've got both alongside one another, that's if A, then B, and if A, not B, they can't violate the law of non-contradiction by both occurring at the same time. You can't have A causing B and not causing B simultaneously. Only one can be true. And if you vary and manipulate a said suppositional causal influencer to see if it causes the effect you observed at step 1, and it does cause the effect you observed at step 1, then tick, you have validated your alternative hypothesis. If, on the other hand, you vary and manipulate that which you assume causes the effect you observed at step 1, and it does not cause the effect, then you validate your null hypothesis, otherwise known as zero difference result. You varied A and B, didn't happen. Tick, empirically validating the null hypothesis. Only one will and can only be validated. Hence, the method of science is empirical. But bullshitters and geologists will use the name of science to pretend their education prowess is somehow scientific. No, definitely not. It's just wankers propping up their own fantasies that they got from books and teachers in a school and pretending that that makes them scientists. No. A scientist is a person, a researcher, who varies something that is A, real, B, the independent variable in your hypothesis, and C, capable of being varied and manipulated by you, the researcher, if you are to call yourself a scientist. You're not. You don't even know what the words mean.
To the edge, and then it goes all the way through here, even down up in here. And on the right side where my finger...
So this guy, just so you know, you're using words that are flat earth prerequisites. Down and up are with respect to a plane. Now, your fat, glurf, scumbag, dickhead, pseudoscientist critiquer has used a much more posh word, perpendicular. But up and down are only ever existent measurements on a flat plane. You don't have up and down on a ball you create with flat earth measurements. You only have in and out. Another set of words, albeit a lot more basic to perpendicular, that you can only use if you understand implicitly that Earth is and can only be measured flat. Up and down are examples. Have you got that? Oh, he's gone. Is one deck not around? Has he disappeared? I was hoping he'd go through the list.
You can't see my finger, but over there too.
We just established that no one has... Of course, these structures go all the way into the rocks.
Did he just say caused? Now, cause is established through the scientific method. That's what establishes the cause of an effect. That's what science is. Natural science, the scientific method. Otherwise known as physics, the study of the physical and natural world. That's what you're dealing with here, the physical and natural world. Therefore, physics, aka the scientific method. That's not what you're doing. Did you huff and put your hands on your hips? This guy's a clown.
The whole region is undergoing extensional tectonic stress.
Sorry, did you prove that? Did you prove with cause and effect validity through the scientific method, aka physics, that tectonic activity even exists? Have you proven that? No, you haven't, have you? Oh, did your teacher tell you this? Did you read it written down? Yeah, just reading things doesn't make them true. Empirical evidence is afforded by the scientific method. I keep going through it.
Not just the edge of the cliff where those blocks are being eroded out.
Imagine being able to build...
This looks like somebody took a pizza cutter and just pre-sliced the pizza.
Just because something looks like something else doesn't mean it's that thing.
Oh, really? So just because varnish looks like these rocks doesn't mean it's that thing? You stupid clown. Way to use your own dumbass standard to debunk your own evidence. So varnish, a synthetic material that you have utilised in example, isn't necessarily comparatively the same as the rocks, then? Yeah, that's right, dum-dum.
This is exactly the same problem that Mud Fossil University has.
Sorry, when are we going to get to the flat Earth? Oh, there isn't any. We're 5 minutes into this video and all he's doing is responding to complete daft twats talking about something that's got nothing to do with flat Earth.
So you just grab your piece.
You're acting surprised, Nathan.
I'm acting surprised. I'm not. I mean, my outrage is mainly born out of the pain I'm in.
Looks like. This is pre-flood. The reason
pre-flood. So what flood? And how do you know it's before it? Prove it.
why we know it's pre-flood is because there are fossilized sea creatures all up in this whole area on these.
Oh, really? Did you know how they date the fossils? Oh, well, the geologists date the fossils because they know how old the rocks are that are found next to the fossils. Oh, how do they date the rocks? Well, they know how old the rocks are because of the fossils they found near the rocks. Does it sound a bit circular to you? Now, if you'd have looked into this subject, you'd understand how the geological standard's flawed. But you haven't. So you're question-proofing your way around this flat earth non-evidence that you're presenting for this fat glurf to debunk. So you, sir, are just as bad as Dave Weiss. You're just here to prop up the ridicule of flat earth with your nonsense question-proof standard that you're presenting. Meanwhile, people like myself will point out to an audience that earth is measured flat in all examples of earth measurement. For example, but not limited to, perpendicularity when making a comparative example to varnish. To describe it in a paper that isn't scientific, that would be to say that the fat glurf that calls us names was using a pseudo-scientific standard based on a paper he read that hadn't been through the scientific method. Yeah, go and look up the definition of pseudoscience, fatty. To suggest that perpendicularity in synthetic varnish cracking is the same as this non-observed phenomena that hasn't been through the scientific method. Yeah, you're all numpties. Meanwhile, Earth's measured flat with perpendicularity.
These rocks, these...
Oh, God, he's a young Earth creationist.
Oh, God, he's a fat pseudoscience glurf who uses flat Earth measurements in the form of perpendicularity. Oh, my God. How does it taste when I do it to you, fatso? Do you like it? Did you like calling me a flurf? Because now I'm calling you a fat moron.
Too. I've already made a video comprehensively debunking Noah's flood and all the arguments for it, so I don't feel a need to talk about that right now.
I feel the need to call you a moron, because you seem to use a synthetic standard by comparison to suggest a geological standard with tectonic activity that hasn't been proven by the scientific method, making your claim pseudoscience. Oh my God, I've conclusively debunked this clown live.
But I'll point you to that video if you're interested.
I'll point you towards perpendicularity if you want to know how Earth is measured flat. You used it in your own stupid standard when comparing geological activity to a synthetic varnish.
These cubes and stuff. So they were building something back then.
Ah, yes. Some nondescript people were, cutting rock in the directions we would...
Oh, some nondescript people were varnishing the Earth with rocks, were they? Were the nondescript people varnishing Earth to watch it crack? Oh, you've compared synthetic activity to non-phenomena and called it science? And then projected your pseudoscience onto your opponent? Yeah, that's because you're an idiot. My name's Nathan Oakley, by the way. Let this idiot, glurf, dick and his pseudoscience nonsense know at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me with a polite comment that alludes to the fact that we have covered his garbage nonsense waffle that used flat earth prerequisites like perpendicular. Let him know at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me. His name's Geoduck Science, because that's what you need when you're a dumbass, glurf, scumbag, idiot, liar using pseudoscience. You need to give yourself a stupid, funny name like Geoduck. My name's not going to be a stupid, nonsensical geoduck by comparison. Like you compared varnish to rocks, my name's Nathan Oakley. I use a grown-up name when I call idiot fatties the glurf scum idiot projectors of pseudoscience that they are live. And I've conclusively debunked your comparison to a synthetic varnish and your standards that haven't been through the scientific method when you projected your pseudoscience onto this opponent who's also a numpty. None of you are actually looking at how Earth gets measured. Like elevation angle measurements to the sun, like parallel flight level for planes, like sea level used when building things. None of you are addressing anything that we've got to do with actual Earth measurements that are used by everyone always and without exception. For you, it's perpendicular. Useful only if you've got a plane of reference to be perpendicular to. I'm sick of covering this and we've been alive for a long enough time. Is there anything more in this that I need to cover, or is that good enough?
No, fair enough. It was a great laugh, though. Thank you very much.
Why is it that when I'm in the most amount of pain, people come back in the comment section and tell me that they've had a good laugh while I've been doing the show? Oh, I had a good laugh today. You're like, really? I was in a lot of pain. But thanks.
The two aren't necessarily connected.
Well, they are for me. Right, anybody got any comments from Discord?
I mean, it was funny when you started calling him a fatty.
He called me a name, so I'm going to call him a name back. If you want to stereotype and call me names as a flat earther, that's somebody that knows without a doubt that Earth is measured flat by everybody without exception. Don't call me names, because I'll just call them straight back to you. If you want to stereotype me with the person you're responding to by saying flat earthers, end quote, that's a stereotyping fallacy, then I'll just stereotype you back. Now, I've got no issue using the same standard tit for tat, but I'm pretty sure you're not going to like it. And you'll probably want to call foul. Oh, he's taking the mickey out of me. I'm in a protected group. Yeah, piss off, you stupid fat numpty glurf.
Would expect it to be cut based on tectonics and then just...
Yeah, I haven't proven it. Right, I'm going to round out on that note. So with that, I'll say if you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley Premiering streams, then stay tuned as there will be an after show to follow. If, however, you are watching live, first and foremost, let GeoDuck know at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me with a polite comment that doesn't immediately get eradicated by the YouTube algorithmic bots or indeed the videographer and his fat pseudoscience using nature. Also, massive thank you to all of you. Smashed the super chat, liked, commented, shared, subscribed, joined as a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member. And as I said in the middle of the live show, please check out my second channel if you did want to watch some of the uncut and after shows without actually becoming a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member, as they are published a couple of weeks later on that second channel for free. So subscribe today. There is a link hopefully going by in the live stream chat from one of my moderators, or if not, there is a link below this live stream video so you can pop along to the Nathan Oakley channel, subscribe and watch free uncut and after show. I've been Nathan Oakley and I will see you all in the next video.